Basically, what I've been speaking to loads of members of staff, they seemed, and I see it as well, everything, like you iterated, that everything is thought about apart from the patients. And so many staff are aware of this, whether it's Arriva ambulances, Sodexo, ATOS, so you've got like people not being given the disability living allowance when they really should be for ridiculous reasons. And it just goes on and on and on. And I think something that I've noticed is so many members of staff are really scared, and this is coming from Francis' report, of actually speaking out because they're petrified of losing their jobs. Absolutely petrified. And also I think a lot
there's a climate of fear really in there.
Yeah, and I think also there is this a lot of staff are really disheartened. They feel really worn down. They feel like they've got too much on their plate, you know. Support workers are getting roles that nurses should have done. Nurses are getting roles that doctors used to have, and it goes on and on.
Everyone's in a difficult, feeling fairly compromised because they're under pressure and they're doing more than they should be.
And they are really, really tired. I think that's what I've noticed. People are really, really tired who work in the health service, and they want to stand up for patients and they want to do everything, but they're petrified.
How does that make you feel in terms of work? You know, all of you, like young people, think about. Does that make you worried about going into the health service, or you know?
Oh no, I'll work for the health service no matter what. It's because I believe in the health service. As long as it's there, I'll work for it. But it makes me. When you go into nursing, when you go into any form of like nursing or medicine or anything like that, you want to care. And when everything that's going on, whether it's ATOS or Arriva taking forever to pick up a guy. For example, I had a guy dying of colon cancer, and he was discharged from the ward at Wythenshawe Hospital at 8:45 in the morning. We, as with the active case management team, were supposed to meet him at 2:45 in the afternoon. He still hadn't been picked up to take him round the corner to his home in Wythenshawe, from Wythenshawe Hospital. And this guy was dying of colon cancer, and he was 90 years old. And it kind of, I think, and there's just that fear as well that you're going to lose your job.
And you don't feel as well that you're listened to. My name's Catherine, I'm a hospital pharmacist, and I've just qualified, and I certainly have expressed, you know, my concerns on the ward, being newly qualified in geriatric medicine. At Wythenshawe, around Christmas time. And I've had nurses walking off the ward in tears because they're trying to apply a business model. You know, like I used to be a waitress, you know, so many nurses to so many patients, and it just doesn't work because there's little insight into patient care, because you've got executives that have got little experience, you know, actually within the workforce and, you know, around professionals.
So you're all kind of saying something.
It's because I like to go into like acute medicine. I like working in a hospital. But I know now I face challenges with career progression in terms of funding, which is going to drive talented individuals away as well. You know, towards, you know, essentially you want job satisfaction, but you value your mental health as well in these kind of situations under high pressure, and you kind of you want to be supported by the NHS, but you feel you get like a little lost in the system really, and not really valued.
I love the fact that you're so committed to the NHS. I think, you know, is that, you know, people of your generation believe in it? You think you understand the?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I think, you know, we did a survey in our cohort, and only half of the nursing students voted.
Right.
And I think again, it's like people have become, why bother? It's just going to go ahead anyway.
Well, that's what we need to, I mean, that's a challenge to me then, really, isn't it? We've got to kind of explain to people more about the health service, its history. Maybe the history students aren't here, but I mean, why we can't take it for granted, and why, you know, we need to fight harder to protect it from what's happening. I mean, I think that you mentioned Arriva, and just to say a very quick thing before others come in. All Greater Manchester MPs are just receiving, you know, all of these examples of how it's been an appalling kind of loss of service to people. You know, people waiting. I mean, you know, Jed's nodding there. You know, people waiting all day, things not turning up. You know, it's you know, this is basically, you know, cost hammered out at the expense of patient care. And
lead contractor is Blackpool. So when I had to deal with over 20 complaints that were sent to me via elected members, local elected members, I had to liaise with somebody in Blackpool about issues that were happening in the south, north and central Manchester. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And the thing is, though, the thing that gets me, and you'll feel this frustration, Mike, who asked the people of Wythenshawe whether they wanted